In this session, I'll be showing how an administrator grants group access to a user. I'll be showing a user logging into XSpectra, selecting the Request and View Access task, viewing the available groups to request, selecting the groups they need, and submitting the changes. I'll also be showing an administrator logging into XSpectra, selecting the request from their work list, reviewing the group request, and approving the group request. So we'll first log in as a user. And we'll request access to a group. This is a basic user homepage in the XSpectra console. To request access, the user can either click on Request and View Access on the left-hand side of the screen, or on the button on their homepage. So we'll click on the button. On this screen, the user can view which access they currently have. We wanted to request access to a group. So we'll click on Request Access. And we'll select the only group that's listed. This is the Help Desk user group. So we'll click Select. On this page, the user can see their current access and the changes they're requesting to make to their access. So we currently have 2 services that we have active access to. We're going to add the Help Desk user group to our list of services that are available. Once all changes are reviewed, the user clicks Save Changes, and this will submit a request to an administrator for review. So by submitting the request, the administrator is notified, and the user receives a task pending alert. This means that the request will not be processed until the administrator takes action upon it, which means either approve or reject the request. So we'll click OK, and we'll log out as this user. I'm going to log back in as an administrator and review the request that's waiting for us. You can see here, I didn't have to go anywhere special to reach this page. This is the admin's user console. The first item listed on the very top of the page is the work lists, with the request listed with the link. In this page, the administrator can review the request. You can see the date and the time, who initiated the request, and if the item is available. Now, as I mentioned in previous sessions, administrators can take 3 actions on a request. They can either approve the request, reject the request, or reserve the request. Now, approving grants the user access. They can reject the request, which will end the process, and the user will not receive access to the item they have requested. An administrator can reserve an item, which would remove the request from the other approvers' lists so that they can perform research on the request to determine whether the request is a valid request or not. So we'll scroll down to the bottom of the page where an administrator can review details about the user's request. So we're going to approve this request, and this will grant the user access to the service they have requested. That was the Enterprise Help Desk user group. All right, we receive confirmation that the request is completed. We'll sign out, and we'll sign back in as Janice Hagen. That was the user that requested the access. See now, Janice Hagen has additional access because of her membership to the Enterprise Help Desk user group. She has the Groups tab, Users tab, a Manage Users tab. However, she does not have Create User or Modify User. She only has view capabilities. She can reset the user's password or enable or disable a user. She's got Applications, Manage Services, and System Settings to view submitted tasks. To review what I demonstrated, I showed a user logged into XSpectra, selected the Request and View Access task, viewed the available groups to request, selected the groups they needed, and submitted the changes. An administrator then logged into XSpectra, selected the request from their work list, reviewed the group request, and approved the group request. And that is how an administrator grants group access to a user.